My name is Gulmakai, and I'm the author of Princess Diversity and the Golden Rule. Speak Up with Gulmakai is a talk show that focuses on a holistic approach to tackle hate by promoting understanding and empathy. We want to empower our audience to break the cycle of hate by creating an environment where there is understanding and empathy amongst all people through the universal message of the Golden Rule, which is to treat everyone as one would treat oneself, right? Every week we have a special guest speaker who speaks on promoting goodness in an individual and society. A special guest is Tameka Anderson, who is a confident consultant. She wants to teach us how we can increase confidence in children in order to decrease violence. Tameka Anderson is an amazing person, and I was reading her bio. It really touched my heart because she's been through so much, and she's taking her time, her free time, to help others who went through suffering and pain as a child, which she went through. And I myself, who've been also experienced pain as a child from being a refugee, from being bullied, I feel her pain, and I just admire her for what she's doing. So those who are tuning in, please do share this with your friends and family. It's a great topic. She has a lot of experience she's going to share with us. So Tameka, hi.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you made it. I was
Me
so
too.
a few minutes.
Me too. Sorry for the delay. My goodness.
No problem. That's part of life. Technology world, right?
No, I'm not tech savvy at all either. So yeah.
I learned through trial and error. So let me do the introduction. Tameka Anderson was born in Chicago, Illinois. Her family structure was not only unconventional, it is one that many would not survive. Born addicted to crack cocaine, she was raised in Chicago's turbulent foster care system. Anderson was determined that she would not allow her circumstance to affect her adult life, the life of her kids, or the lives of children within her reach. Amazing. Holding on to her passion for a strong family, people, and children close, Anderson set out on a mission to develop a multiple platform focus on creating an effective household, business leaders, and well-rounded children. For adults, she hosted her signature Confidence Leader Series biannual retreats for women empowerment for children. She founded Create a Kids Club, a curriculum-based leadership prep program from K to 8. Wow, you've been doing a lot. You're busy. A busy mama, busy lady. Wow, amazing. So her talk will be on the 3 big social communication trends, simple tips for developing confident kids, and of course there's a part about time management. So now, Tameka, thank you again for being on our show. Those who are tuning in, please share it and like it, of course. So Tameka, now please share more about yourself.
What more is there to share? You shared everything.
What's your hobbies?
So I absolutely, most people don't know this. Well, if you're one of my clients or you've been to any of my talks, you do know this, but I love karaoke. Oh, I love karaoke. So I'm very animated. I am everything all about the arts. So anything that has to do with museums, movies, plays, writing, reading, whatever, that's what I'm into.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I have a list of conquering my fears, and one is acting. So
really? Oh, I can help you out there.
So museums are something I like to enjoy. Great hobbies. You know?
Yeah, museums are awesome.
Yeah, it's a great way to learn about different cultures and what they've been through. Yeah. So how long have you been working with children, and what motivated you to, of course, your life, what you went through, but was there anything else that motivated you to work with kids?
Well, you know, I've been working with children for the past 23 years. And obviously, I was motivated because as a child, I was very sad. I went through a lot of trauma. And it was just, I felt like, now that I'm an adult and I'm so passionate about this, there was a lot of things that the adults around me could have done differently. And I would have, really excelled a lot more in life. So because of that, I, became extremely passionate to help other children. I wanted to be the voice for them. I know what it's like to be in a room and people don't talk to you. They talk at you, or they talk around you, or talk over you. And it's like you're not there, it's not being seen, you're not being heard. And then you act out. And then when you act out, then they talk about you. And then it's just like this repeated destructive cycle of not being seen, not being heard. Then you act out, then they talk about you, and rinse and repeat. So because of that, and I knew that, it could change, because when I got older and when I started learning how to be confident, I saw changes in my life, And so because of that, I said, hey, well, I wonder if I can help little people do this. And that's what I did. I immersed my life with children. I started watching everybody's kids in the neighborhood. If you think about it, all the kids came to my house. I was the vacation Bible school leader, church leaders, children's church. Then I became a nanny, a court-appointed advocate, specialty foster parent. Like, you name it, I was doing it.
Wow.
And so what I learned is that children, learn best when they are inspired. And so that's what I started focusing on, and I built programs around inspiring children. And then once I started my summer camp programs, like, I had lines around the door of parents saying, Miss Tameka, tell me what to do. So that's really how all of that started.
I myself suffered a lot of self-esteem issues and confidence because, being bullied at school, not just at school, but also, in the neighborhood, at home, when we would have guests, people would laugh at me because I was an introvert. I was like closed up, and I didn't understand myself, and people would laugh and joke about me because I wouldn't speak properly because I was always quiet. I had a lot going on in the head, but when it started coming out my mouth, it wasn't clear. And it was my faith that, like, reading my holy book, Quran, and reading that and having understanding the Prophet's life, that's where I start building confidence in myself, and it gave me courage to come out and I'll speak with you. I would never imagine me speaking like this in front of the camera and doing all these things. So, like you said, we need good adults.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just that the adults, they don't know how to?
Yeah, it's absolutely the adults don't know how. And instead of, really taking the time to say, hey, listen, I don't know how, they're prideful. And so then they don't say anything. And so the cycle, continues until, like I said, most of my clients, their children are really acting out in a major way where they cannot ignore it. And so then they find me, they find me. And then that's when they're ready to work. So, building the confidence is something that is not going to go away if you ignore it. So when you see that there's a problem there, that's when you have to take steps to say, okay, we got to fix this.
There's some people who just have that natural motivation, no matter how much hardship they've been in life, in their childhood. But then there's a lot that breaks them, and it's hard to get them. That's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
I guess with me, we had that inner motivation, the drive to, hey, okay, you had a bad life. Now get up, become a hero to other people. Get up. You learn the pain. You understand the pain. You're an expert at what you're doing now because you've been in the field. So now you got up, you're doing it, right? You're becoming a hero to people.
Yeah.
So I have different pages up, different papers up. So I'm going back to my questions.
Well, I don't like to say that I'm a hero. I'm just a guide. I'm not a hero.
You're a hero.
I'm just a guide. I like to show people, hey, this is the way.
Yeah. So there are three big social communication trends that you mentioned that are preventing parents and teachers from training confident kids. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. There are three major, and I cannot emphasize major enough. There are three major offenses that parents and teachers are doing that are preventing children from being confident. And I'll list them in order of I don't want to say importance because they're all important, but from three to one. And if you know something about me, I love the number three. So everything will be three. So the third one, yes, I love the number three. So the
I'm
third,
more for my speakers than
yeah.
myself.
So the
Is it
third
great?
one is
Yeah.
comparing your child. That is a huge issue that parents and educators alike are doing to children. They're comparing them to other children. They're comparing them to their siblings. They're comparing them even to themselves. That is a no-no. Do not
You
compare.
heard her. No.
Do
You
not
heard.
compare a child to anyone else. There's a reason why God went through so much trouble of making sure every single person walking the face of this earth have their own fingerprints. Even if you're identical twins, you do not share the same fingerprints. Why? Because we are not meant to be compared. That's why when I first started, a lot of people used to say, "Oh, you're like Oprah." I said, "No, I'm not like Oprah. I am myself." And it was not to say that she's a bad person or anything like that. It's just I don't want to be compared to anybody, because that is where I can't remember the quote that says comparison is the thief of imagination. You know that the quote that I'm talking about comparison.
Sorry. No.
Well, there's a quote about comparison, but comparison is no bueno. So number three is comparing your child. Do not do it. The second one is not encouraging expression of feeling. So, like, have you ever had, a child or saw a child and the child was just crying? Of course, nobody wants to hear a child crying. But what comes next is huge. You hear the parents say, "Stop crying." No, don't say stop crying. Ask them, why are you crying? Because guess what? You're still going to get the same response. They're going to stop because you ask them a question. They have to stop crying so that they can tell you why. Don't say stop crying, because you're not allowing them to express their feelings. You're letting them know that crying is bad. Crying is not bad. Now what you want to do is you want to have productive crying. Okay. So like, that's the reason why I say, why are you crying? My children, tell you that if they're crying, I'm going to ask them, why are you crying? So expression of feelings, please allow them to express themselves, because if they don't express themselves and you don't allow them, guess what? They're going to do it in bad ways. They're going to do it in negative ways. And then you're going to be trying to clean that up. So if you don't want to have to clean that up, allow your child to express themselves. Okay. So that's number two. And then the first one is, and this one just boggles my mind, but parents expect perfection from their child. It's like, why do you expect your child to do whatever you say, whenever you say it, at all times? Are we like that? Do we do that? Absolutely not. But it's so funny when a child misbehaves, or a child acts out, or a child, slips up, or a child gets a bad grade or something, whatever it is. Parents are so, "Oh, why did you do that? My goodness, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, no, because now you're expecting them to be perfect. And they're sitting here looking at you every single day with your imperfect self. And they're thinking that they cannot live up to that. So guess what? You are lowering their self-esteem because you're expecting them to do and be something that you are not even yourself. So those are the three tips.
Well, I love them and I agree with them 100%. And going back to what you said about Oprah, don't compare to Oprah. Actually, I'm watching her shows a lot because, she's very good. She actually mentioned the exact same thing you mentioned, that she was copying Walter, what's her name? I'm not good with names.
Yeah.
Walter what Barbara
Mm-hmm.
what
Barbara,
well,
yeah.
yeah. So she's watching her. She said she used to imitate her in the beginning when she started her talk show, but she
Mm-hmm.
realized she was making a big mistake. She was comparing herself to water.
Yeah. Barbara
Whoever it
Walters.
is.
We know what you're saying.
So, so she realized that, she was not bringing the best out of her. So she
Right.
started becoming her own self. When she started becoming her own self, things start changing, and she was, getting more viewers, and her confidence grew.
There you
So
go.
those watching, please share with your friends. And if you like this, what's going on here, what you're learning, click the love button if you're loving it.
Love.
Click if you're liking it. We have Tameka Anderson, who's speaking on increasing confidence in order to decrease violence. Today a lot of violence is happening, and it's sad. We live in a sad world. Now, back to my questions. Why is it important for parents and teachers to teach children how to become confident kids?
Well, as you can see, like you just said, the society that we live in, we're becoming increasingly violent. And the reason why is because when you don't feel good about yourself, what they say, hurt people hurt people. So
Mm-hmm.
if parents and educators would invest the time to do one thing, which is building confidence in children, they will be able to build upon themselves. They'll become more resilient. They'll be able to reduce bullying. You'll see a lot of changes in the world when they start increasing confidence. Because when you feel good about yourself, you don't want to make somebody else feel bad. You don't want to hurt people. You don't even want to talk badly about someone. Like, that's one thing
No.
that people who know me, they know one thing about me. I do not entertain gossip. I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to listen to it. Why? Because I feel good about myself. I don't want to be a part of something that's making another person feel bad or disempowering someone else. So if we just focus on building confidence in our little people who are our future leaders, like, I don't understand why people don't get that. These are our future leaders. What is our world going to look like? We have to invest in these little people. So if we invest the time and energy in building confidence in our little people, we will see an alarmingly decrease in violence. Because, like I said, when you feel good about yourself, you don't want to make someone else feel bad. You don't want to cause harm. Bullying is going to decrease, and especially all of these unfortunate shootings and stuff. So, yeah, building confidence is huge.
Yeah. You said it very beautifully. Very
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I see a lot of people commenting. We're going to get to that at the end of the talk show, but I'm just letting Tameka finish her interview questions. So once we're done, I see a lot of people commenting. Thank you, guys. Do share anytime. So now, how can adults help children build confidence? What are some
Well,
tips?
the thing is, and this is one of the things that I see a lot of people try to get around, but you have to become confident yourself. It's understandable. There are things going on in the world because if you look at society is all about comparison. You don't look like this, then you can't be this, or you have to be this in order to do that. So you have to develop confidence in yourself as an adult. And I get it. It is not easy. There's something that happens every single day, if not every hour, that shakes your confidence. That's the reason why confidence is not something you get one day and then you never, have to develop it. That's called arrogance. Arrogance
Yeah.
says, I'm better than you, period. But whereas
Wow.
confidence says, I'm no better than you. However, you're no better than me, because confidence is not comparing, you know. But if you feel like, oh, you got it all figured out and that's just it, and I'm confident, then that will be it. And it turns to arrogance. That's the reason why I say I'm not a hero, I'm a guide. Because guess what? I have to practice what I preach every single day. And like I said, there are 3 ways. There are three things that, parents can do in order to build and increase their confidence. And that's what I like to call the big three. So the first way is, to personally develop themselves every single day. Like, you have to invest in developing who you are as a person. You have to do that. You have to spend time journaling and turning off the cell phones and getting off social media, quieting the noise, and reading, just developing yourself as a person. The second way is accountability. Like, parents, who are you accountable to? Seriously. Because if I remember when I was younger, the adults used to say, oh, you do as I say, not as I do. Guess what? That doesn't work.
No,
So
not
who are you accountable to? Just being accountable and just focusing on making sure that you are accountable for what you're saying you want your children to do. All right. So that's the second way. And then the third way is empowering other people. We have become so self-absorbed as a society. It's all about me. What can you do for me? What does it have to do with me? How am I going to benefit? Me, 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 me. How are you helping other people? I tell people all the time. I just spoke at a college last Saturday about self-care. And self-care has everything to do with making sure you fill your cup so that you can be your best self, right? So two of the three ways to build confidence has everything to do with filling your cup so that you come from a place of overflow instead of overwhelm or lack. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying about building confidence as an adult. You have to do it. It's a daily routine. Something's going to happen. You're going to see something, especially when you have seen and done, heard some things as a child or had a childhood kind of similar to ours where you've seen trauma. There are triggers that happen. So you have to continuously become a student of confidence.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. Like I said, with others, I agree with these, and you're on a roll, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
um, and I think what you've captured in yourself is because what you went through. Sometimes we look at what bad happened to us as negative, but when you turn into something positive, good, like you, someone good
Thank
like
you.
you.
Thank you.
So now there might be some children watching, or parents or teachers who have children and they want to share some advice with them. So what do you want to tell the children, the youth, the young people?
Well, what I'll tell the young people is take time every single day getting to know yourself. What does that look like? Turn the television off. Put the games away. Spend time just listening to yourself. Breathe. What are the things that you like to do? What makes you smile? Not what somebody else does, not what somebody else tells you to do, but what makes you smile? What is that thing that makes you light up? I remember when I was a little girl, one of the things that used to just really make me light up. Oh my goodness, I'm aging myself here, but I wasn't watching television. I was listening to the radio when they had radio theater. So that
Wow.
used to light me up. I would listen and I would close my eyes and I would imagine everything that they were saying on the radio. Because, storytelling is something that I really enjoyed. Then I became a writer, producer, director, all that good jazz, because that's what I love to do. So once you sit and you say, you just think, what do I like to do? What makes me smile? And do that every single day and watch how much happier you'll be.
Yeah. As long as you're treating others with kindness, respecting their rights, do things that will make you happy. There's nothing wrong with it. Those who are tuning in, we have Tameka Anderson, who's speaking about ways to build confidence in children so we could decrease violence. As you see what happened in Florida and other parts of the world, violence is everywhere. We need to raise a generation of children who will love and have empathy for all people, regardless of their nationality, their race, their religion, their color, because we're all humans. We're one race, right? We're from planet Earth. the differences is our beauty. That's the beauty of Earth. Everything, every species we see, the birds, how many beautiful birds there are, how many beautiful trees, how many, everything is beautiful because it's diverse.
That's right.
And I hope people understand that. So before we're close to ending, but those who have questions, you could write them. And there's a few things I want to ask Tameka. What other plans do you have for yourself?
Oh, so many plans. So many plans. So I will be launching a subscription box soon for children in order to help them boost confidence, because I want to help more children around the world. So that's in the works. And I'll also be starting a school soon. So those are my plans, my big plans.
Great plans, and may you be blessed in them. I hope you have success in all of them, and do share it on my pages whenever you have everything put together. I would love to share it with others. I love what you're doing. It's amazing. And like you said, we shouldn't be competing with each other. We should be helping each other, uplifting each other. There's something good you have that you could give to the world, and there's something I have or another person have. We should always be helping each other, not fighting each other and putting the other one down. That's not nice, right? Yeah. And also tell us where they could reach you, the audience. Maybe they want to come to you later on, and you can also put it in the comment bar later on. But in the meantime, because this will also go on YouTube, but where can they reach you?
Well, I have a podcast every week that airs on Saturday mornings called Parenting Confident Kids. So they can listen to the podcast, and I have a group on Facebook called Parenting Confident Kids. So literally, if you type in Parenting Confident Kids, you will find me.
Everyone write that down. Write it down and go to her page and like it. And share.
Yes. So Parenting Confident Kids.
If you're not able to produce these types of programs and stuff, try to give your support to those who are doing it. Like Tameka, she's doing this amazing work. Give her your support, share with friends, tell others. It's a great thing she's doing.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to go through the comments. Lida said, thank you, Tameka. We didn't have English TV when I was in Europe. Radio was the best. Gunsmoke was my favorite. I have to look that up.
Yeah, Gunsmoke was good.
She says, wow, practice what we preach and don't preach what she's amazing. Empower other people. This is Tammy. Sorry. Hi, if Tammy. I do. She's your friend?
Yeah, Tammy's one of my clients.
Oh, okay. Well, she actually was so nice enough. She wrote down the points you made, which was
Tammy's amazing. She's amazing.
Martina, she's coming next week. She's watching your show. She said, find their strengths and promote it. Don't dwell on their weaknesses.
That's right.
Great. They will feel as if they will never be able to make you happy. And so going down. I don't see any questions. Tammy said, you're a hero, a superhero.
Stop it.
Hi, Sandra. I'm glad you're on. So no questions. Okay, if you do, I know sometimes I'm like that too. I don't have questions at the moment, but later on, 10 million questions come to my head. Then, so now you know where to find Tameka. You could send her a message. She will answer you, help you. And she's full of confidence, and she's helping your kids become confident and teaching you how to help children become confident. Well, now there's a question. Yes. Any advice for working with teens?
And Tammy will attest to what I'm about to say, because this is something that I preach everywhere I go. Listen. That's it. Ask questions. Keep asking questions, because one thing that I know about teenagers is they're in that phase of life where they're no longer a child. So they can't get away with, oh, you're just a kid. However, they're not an adult either. So they're just like, oh, they're frustrated. They're trying to find themselves. One way that you can help them find themselves, listen to them. Ask them questions. When my children were teenagers, they get home from school, I asked the first question, how was your day? If they said, I watched their body language. Their body language would tell you everything that you need to know. But you have to listen. Listen, listen, listen. And then ask them a question. If they don't want to talk about it, text it to them. I remember when my oldest daughter, she'll be 23 this year, but when she was a teenager, sometimes she didn't want to talk to me, but she loved texting. So guess what I did? I text her. I was like, hey, we would be sitting in the same room. And I'd be like, she would be texting someone else. And I'd say, and so I see her laughing. So I'll text her, ha, 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 ha. And then she'll look at me like, why are you laughing? I was like, I don't know. You're talking to me now, aren't you? And so, I just listen, ask questions, keep asking. Don't give advice. Listen. Just listen, because that's what they want. They want to know that you're listening to them. So that would be, just a surface thing. I can't really, unless it's something specific that you want to ask, I would say just to listen.
That's something I agree with. And as a child myself, I wanted people to understand me, but my learning style was, visual. So I had this vision in my head, but I was not able to articulate it.
Yeah.
One, because of the things I went through. And the second, probably, I don't know. I think I had a learning disability where I was not very articulate. So everyone wants to be understood, right? And the way to understand people is listen, right? Like you say, to their words, to their body language. There's hints there that we just need to pay attention to. And then you'll better understand your child, your students, if you're a teacher. So Martina says they will try to say, okay, all right, fine. I always ask my kids, tell me one thing you did today. So let me go to my Facebook here, because I can't see everything there. Something you learned, one good thing, one bad thing, what happened today? Don't let them go out. Okay, so she said, ask different types of questions, make thinkers that they will not get away with it easily, and they will start speaking to you. So everyone, thank you for watching. Please do share it. If you want to contact Tameka, she's going to write it on the comment bar below. Tameka is a confident consultant. She's amazing. She's doing so much out in the community. To me, she's a hero, whether she likes that title. I'm going to call her a hero. So our next show, guess who's going to be on? All right, Tameka, do you have to go? If you have to go, you leave, and I'll just wrap up. If you want to stay, great. We never know. There might be a question.
Yeah, so stick around.
Okay, great. So our next talk show will have Martina Hussein on Wednesday, April 18th at 7 p.m. right here on Facebook Live on my personal page. And Martina is a special education teacher and a case manager. She will speak on ways to build tolerance. She believes teaching tolerance is a major key in ending bullying. So please join us next week. I will edit this video and have it on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook. I spread it out, and because I want to support the people I interview. They're amazing people. The people I bring on are heroes to me, whether they like it or not. They're doing amazing work, helping promote goodness and understanding. You can also go to my website, www.gulmakai.com, for more information, on my Facebook. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tameka. God bless you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care until next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.